Welcome to Fantasy Author Reacts. I'm your fantasy author for the day, Jacob Penrod, and today we are reacting to part 2 of Falsettos. So last we left off, there were a whole bunch of people saying things they didn't fully mean, I don't think. We got, let's see how I can do. Meander, Marvin, Jason, Whizzer, and then I don't think we've been introduced to the name of the wife yet. But those are the main characters so far, and yeah, it's just really complexly written. So today we're going to be going through and reacting and figuring out how they pull off what they pull off. I think that about does it. So let's just go ahead and get into it.
My father says that love is the most beautiful thing in the world.
We talking about the same father? Because I remember your father saying love sucks and it hurts you and it's like a bad biography. So I believe that Jason is probably going to be positioned as one of the more direct or honest, pure-hearted characters. Could be wrong. That's just my gut. So why is Marvin telling Jason love is the most, do you say beautiful or cool thing in the world? One of those two. Why is he telling him that? I guess because he wants a tight-knit family, like he said. And by presenting love as the most beautiful thing in the world, it's like this romantic, picturesque idea that doesn't reflect how he actually feels.
I think games are. I think chess is the most beautiful thing. Not love.
Well, yeah, of course he thinks that. Like, think about what he's going through. He's got a real confusing situation with his dad and his mom, and I don't know if he knows Whizzer. But, like for example, everything that he knows about love that's being modeled for him is confusing. But chess, you can learn it, and there's systems, and it's reliable, and it's steady, and it's like it has strategic, you can win, you can lose, but at the end of the day, it's inconsequential, like it's just a game. Whereas love, like, it's kind of really disrupting his life, despite what Marvin says. So I think there's a disconnect even further between Marvin and Jason with what he says and how it's internalized.
Marvin at the Psychiatrist, a 3-part mini opera.
Okay, let's do it.
Part 1.
Interesting, real fast, it's interesting that they preface this with just those couple lines from Jason about love and chess. So my hunch is we're going to get some kind of irony here where Jason is saying that Marvin's saying that love is the most beautiful thing. And I'm guessing that's setting us up narratively to complicate that idea. This is really interesting with the plot, but I'm going to hold off on that for now.
Do you love him?
Sorta, kinda.
Do you need him?
Sorta, kinda. He makes me smile a lot, especially at mealtime. Makes me feel I'm sorta smart.
Oh.
Is he special?
He's delightful.
And romantic?
Yes. And spiteful. But yet it seems that so am I.
Just enjoy what you can. Love the boy, not the man.
Whoa, okay. Enjoy what you can, love the boy, not the man. I think the separation that's happening there, I could take that two ways. He could be saying, focus on your son, like, don't worry about your lover. Or he could be saying, you're grappling with someone who is avoidant, someone who's hard to pin down. And there's clearly some deeper things there, but love the things that draw you to him, like the innocent things, the playful sides, the parts that are, I guess to use their words, boyish, rather than focusing on the parts that weigh him down. I'm not sure which interpretation is more appropriate here, but I'm leaning toward the second one. Also very funny. I say with a completely straight face.
Sort of stylish.
Sort of
Very-
stylish? Yeah.
Very, sort of.
And kind of hard to describe.
Yes, I think that is very true.
When he's naked,
Yes,
does he thrill you?
yes,
Is he vicious?
yes,
Would he kill you?
So there. Wait, I want to hear his answer.
yes.
Okay, wait. Huh. The hesitancy's gone. And that could mean two things. It could mean that he's warming up to this conversation, but that would be a strange time to relax and warm up when he kind of crosses a boundary there, I think, and asks about how he feels about him naked. I wonder... I almost wonder, like, I don't doubt that Marvin loves Whizzer, or at least has very complicated feelings of love toward him. But I almost wonder if we're going to get something where Marvin is presenting as more emotionally attached, but is kind of there just for the passion and the escapism. And it's the exact opposite with Whizzer. I don't know, that's just something that's coming to my mind as a possibility with the framework that they're setting up.
I think he's sort of kind of mean, but I love him, and I need it. If he loved me, I'd concede it.
Don't despise what you feel. Love the friend, not the he.
Okay, what's his name? Mendel. Okay. He's dropping some dense lines. Like it's doing this thing where it's like a little build up of questions and then like this takeaway at the end. So does it don't deny what you feel?
If he loved me, I'd concede it.
Don't despise what you feel. Love the friend, not the he.
So he's saying don't despise what you feel. Like the fact is you feel it, don't fight it, just recognize you're feeling this. And love the parts that are there. Like obviously he was your friend, and like there's parts that aren't great, but that doesn't negate that your friend is still there. I don't know if this is actually good advice. I think maybe, but it's insightful.
He's sometimes worthless,
Sometimes evil.
sometimes smarmy. Part 2.
That's an interesting place to cut.
Your core, Mr. Marvin.
I was saying interesting place to cut. So that entire first thing, that first mini opera, or first movement of it, was showing that love for Marvin is the antithesis of chess. Where chess is predictable and you can learn it and you know what it is, you know what you're looking at. Love for Marvin is complicated. Like it sounded like he's not even sure how much Whizzer loves him, and that he'd give himself to it if he knew. But like there's that asymmetry in how they express their love. I wonder if this is setting up a character flaw of need for control for Marvin, where he needs to have the answers in order to be able to process it, or if it's just kind of routine.
Army. Part 2. Explore, Mr. Marvin, your core, Mr. Marvin. Note how your wife's your ex-wife's subtle glories, coupled with her tragic stories. Move me in
Okay, his emphasis on ex-wife also.
unreported ways. At her very first session, oh, she made quite an impression. Look, do you mind that? She was here to speak of Jason, and I find that...
Okay, so I don't know that patient privacy existed as a law back in the 1970s, 1980s. I'm not sure when that came into a thing in the United States. But there's still an obligation there to keep things private. So we're seeing boundaries be crossed sometimes subtly and sometimes explicitly by Mendel.
I hope Jason acts out more, because there's a few more things we need explore.
Oh, he's not even subtle about
Good.
it.
You said she was withholding.
Right.
Well, that's not quite true.
No?
Perhaps she held back love from you.
Did she really?
Interesting. So he's like triangulating them where he's showing, oh, she was withholding to you. Well, she was here. I don't know. I thought she was not very withholding at all. And I mean, he's insecure by his own admission. So, oh, this is so interesting. I don't know what it's doing, but I like it.
I just know what I'm told. Cause when I met your wife, she was anything but cold. It wasn't quite precise to say that she was ice. When I met your wife, she was very nice. Very, very, very. Was she faithful? Be objective.
Yes.
She was faithful.
Yes.
And you wanted to impress her.
He's almost like, was she faithful? It's almost like he's clocking what she would be comfortable with. Or maybe that's too generous, but like where he can fit into her life.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But impress her, I did not.
Did she sweat a lot?
Ew.
What?
Was she ruthless? Narcissistic? Let me vary the mood.
He's like, okay, yeah,
Yes,
pull it back.
Please.
Does she sleep in the nude?
Oh my gosh! Like, the way he held that note made me feel like he was like, yeah, that came out of my mouth, but I'm this far into it. Every now and then, there's a moment where I start swearing and I notice my kids are around, and I'm like, oh shit. And like I'm too far into it. That's kind of what it reminded me of.
No.
No.
Why is he answering that?
Does not sleep nude.
So Mendel is just using this as a way, like I think he probably does care about Marvin, but he's also kind of entertaining his own fantasies here.
Okay. Going on. I have questions that should probably go unanswered, but they're questions like, does she wear a negligee? Could you blow and it would blow away?
He's sweating.
Since
So he
the
knows-
session's nearly
He knows what he's doing.
through. Tell me, what is going on with you?
He spent the whole time talking about the wife.
So now you're interested in me.
Of course. Part 3.
Okay. So it's showing that love is also, I imagine that Marvin would feel threatened by Mendel being interested in his wife apart from ethics, because he has this vision of a tight-knit family, and that's just one more complicating factor. So I don't think he would be cool with it. I could be wrong, but I don't think so.
My son's distressing.
My father snide.
So real fast, that the first movement of this mini opera had Marvin as the focus, but the second focus was almost Mendel, which is interesting. So I wonder what the focuses we're going to get in this third movement.
I'm convalescing.
He's morbid and dissatisfied.
What should I do now?
He loves another.
I agree.
I love my mother.
Why not me?
Oh, I mean, it's so clear when you're on the outside. I don't think that it's I don't think it's as clear cut as he loves someone else, and that's why he doesn't at least outwardly love his dad. But I imagine that he's getting all kinds of mixed paternal role model signals. But what he does know, what feels stable to him, is what's on the other side of that chessboard there, his mother. And he knows he loves her, and he sees her hurt because she thinks that she's everything that Marvin wants, and is trying to just hold it together. And so, apart from any friction between them, just from like miscommunication, there's also the fact that even if Marvin is acting out of genuine love, his actions are actively hurting his ex-wife, which is Jason's mother. Oh, everything is just so interwoven here.
We go to ball games.
The ball is tossed.
The pitcher's handsome.
Yeah, and our team lost.
Is that my fault, though?
So, Marvin's kind of selfish. I'm not necessarily saying that as a judgment on the character or a bad thing, but as a character flaw, self-focused might be a better way of saying that. Where he's focused on how handsome the pitcher is, and I mean, you can't really help if you notice that, but at the same time, he's not understanding why it's not connecting for Jason, and that's got to be so isolating for both of them.
Should I be blamed for that?
Right.
Explore museums.
Admire art.
We stand together.
We stand there looking miles apart.
So there's just this disconnect. Like, there's an effort in the activities that they do. They explore museums, but instead of exploring, they're admiring art. It's not the adventure of it. It's, for Jason, probably standing in one place and staring at a painting or a sculpture or something. And even when they're together, like, they're not feeling that connection.
How do I reach him? What words of wisdom? What should I do now?
My father says that love is the most beautiful thing in the world. I think games are. I think chess is the most beautiful thing. Not love.
Marvin at the Psychiatrist, a 3-part mini opera. Oh, the end.
Fascinating. And Mendel didn't give him advice there at the end. He just said, "Oh, that's our time." Wow, there's a lot to unpack in just that movement. Marvin wants to connect with Jason. Like, he's using up time in his sessions to try and do so. But I don't know if it's because he genuinely loves Jason in the way that Jason needs, or because he wants a tight-knit family, and that's the way that he's going to do that. Is like, well, of course I want to be close to my son. Real families have their sons close. And I think that there's probably, going to that theme of performance, maybe like a compulsion to perform having a functional family because of how new any sort of acceptance to gay relationships are, as well as his Jewish identity, where he's trying to, in this period of the United States, hold on to the customs and where he came from, while also integrating himself into the life around him fully. And so I think that could create this pressure to have it all together, because if you don't, then everyone was right. And oh, wow, this is just so, I don't know if complicated is the right word. Yeah, it's really complicated, actually, in a really good way. Complex, that's the better word. Notice, oh, never mind. What I was going to say is, notice we got everyone's thoughts except the wife. I think everyone's saying about the wife. And we also saw in the opening number that she was kind of pushed out there too. But she's got to be feeling so much pressure.
My father's a homo. My mother's not thrilled at all. Father homo. What about chromosomes? Do they carry? Well, they carry. Who's the homo now?
Okay, so I might be misunderstanding this, but I think I need to risk misunderstanding it to be able to figure it out. I don't think that he's using that disparagingly in a malicious way. I think he's probably just trying to grapple with, like, what does it mean? Like, he's talking about chromosomes. Is he wondering, is it something that's hereditary? Like, am I going to inherit that? So I see it less as being something that's just stigmatizing and more something that's reflecting a child trying to balance his father's identity with kind of the heteronormativity that he's seen around him.
My father said that one day I'll grow up to be president, and that idea's not so wild. I don't lead the life of a normal child.
Jason, honey, I need to check your
Jason, I need you to take a deep... Jason!
'Cause I'm too smart for my own good, and I'm too good for my sorry little life.
Yeah, that sounds like something that someone's told him. Too smart for his own good. Too good for his sorry little life. Those are like backhanded praises. Things that kids internalize. And I don't know if it's Marvin who told him or the wife, whose name I really want to know so I can stop just defining her by her relation to Marvin, but we'll get there.
My mother's no wife, and my father's no man at all.
Interesting. I wonder if that's... I wonder what that's providing commentary on. But think of all the ways... think of all the ways that he's demonstrating failure as a parent for Marvin, where he's abandoned the family, or maybe not totally abandoned them, but gone through a divorce or separation at least. He's not connecting with his son, and then he's also not conforming with traditional masculinity or heteronormativity. And all of these are, I think, challenging Jason's perception of what it means to be a man. And then that's all consolidated into his father. What I'm fascinated about is if he knows Whizzer and what he feels about him. Oh, wait.
honey.
I'm going to analyze the chest opening.
All.
Did he open with... First off, black moved first, right? No. Okay, I don't... They probably didn't think through what chess opening he was doing. I think they opened with both of them doing knights, which is kind of sideways a little bit. You would normally do like e4, but...
Honey, why don't you go out and play?
No.
Sweetheart, I worry. Sweetheart, I do.
Okay, yeah, Jason sucks at chess. I mean, maybe I should give him a break. He's probably like 12. But I mean, 12-year-olds are great at chess all the time. No excuses, Jason. Step it up.
Honey,
I don't want to see any
why don't you
H8
go
or
out
whatever.
and play?
H8?
No.
God.
Sweetheart, I worry. Sweetheart, I do. I worry a lot. I worry a lot. I worry a lot. I could take you to the Jewish Center.
So she wants him to be anything but what he is right now. And we saw that echoed with Marvin last song as well, where Marvin wanted Jason to like enjoy the ball games and enjoy the museums like he did. And now, like, I mean, Jason's entertaining himself with a productive hobby. And yeah, he's making nonsensical moves. Maybe get him a book on it. No, I'm overthinking the chess openings. But like, it's interesting we're seeing a lack of approval for what he enjoys doing and a desire to conform to, like, I could take you to the Jewish Center, conform into our traditions and the right way to do things from both sides. And the poor mother is just wound tight.
I think you like playing chess alone. That's not normal.
What is normal?
It's normal.
I wouldn't know.
Oh.
Why don't you speak on the telephone with anyone? Just get a friend, anyone. Darling, please see a psychiatrist. He's quite a guy, and
Oh
I
no!
have-
No! They're already so enmeshed. Okay. And then Mendel would just kind of, I think, use Jason as a way to get to the wife. Gosh, I need to know her name. He's not even doing anything problematic. So why is it so important to her that he has friends and is out and talking to people? Maybe she's just concerned by its own nature. Like there's not a deeper meaning to it.
Admire how he acts. No one is saying you're a sick neurotic, but you could find some help. Hear me out, please. Yes, you could find some help. He could help you realize how confused you are is very clear. Daddy's sincere, but a schmo. You and I must trust our emotions. Make no commotions. Will you go?
I think I'm seeing it. She doesn't really have a life outside of Marvin, does she? She doesn't have friends because she's been performing her role as a mother and wife for so long. And she doesn't want to see, or I guess she probably doesn't feel free to do that because she's still trying to make herself what Marvin wanted. And so I think she probably genuinely is worried for Jason, but I think there's probably also a layer of that where she's like, go do what I wish I could do. Like, go find a community so that you don't become overly dependent on someone, or so you don't isolate and feel like I do.
No!
Jason, please see a psychiatrist. He's just a psychiatrist. I'll pay the bill until you're old.
Darling, please
Jason,
listen to your father.
please see
He's
a
not a genius type. Lord knows, but he knows.
He's
I
just a
will
psychiatrist.
not.
I'll pay the bill.
Forget it!
What a mess this is, this family.
Okay. So I feel like it's less about Jason for either parent and more about what he represents for them individually. That for the wife, he represents a connection to culture and support systems. And for Marvin, it just feels like about controlling a presentation of what a normal family looks like.
Experts can see this is so. Photographs can't capture our magic. We're simply tragic. Will you go?
No.
Jason, please see a psychiatrist. He's not
I won't say Bill.
exorbitant.
And he's very smart.
If intelligence were the only criterion, then I really wouldn't need a psychiatrist, would I?
No.
Would I?
Nope.
Just because you failed as parents?
Get thee to the psychiatrist.
Get thee to the psychiatrist. Okay, so he's not afraid to call them out, which, like, I could see some people being like, so someone needs to teach him a lesson, but I think there's also a way of reading it of, like, they haven't raised him in a way where he's afraid of them. Like, for better or for worse, like, he doesn't worry that he's going to be hurt. He doesn't worry that he's going to be berated for speaking his mind. And we've seen his intelligence praised too. So that's almost like a way of maintaining his own version of control.
Hey kid, listen.
I don't need.
He needs a psychiatrist.
I want.
A psychiatrist.
I want to speak with Whizzer.
Speak with whom?
With
Whizzer.
Whizzer.
With Whizzer.
With Whizzer.
With Whizzer.
Okay, why does he know him?
Oh my god.
Are they really are also enmeshed. It's like this dysfunctional little family unit and a therapist.
Whizzer.
do you think I should see a psychiatrist?
What a weird position to put him in. Why does he look to Whizzer more than his own father? I don't know yet, but that's really fascinating. And I'm curious how Whizzer's going to react here. My guess... I don't have a guess.
I'm not sure, Jason. Jason, maybe so. Absolutely, Jason.
That was fascinating, where even the wife, she knows that Whizzer's reaching her son in a way that she can't at that moment. And she's relying on him, despite the connection between him and Marvin.
Okay, I'll go.
He'll go.
I'll go.
He'll go.
If he comes here,
If he comes here,
he might come here.
Does he do house
they
calls?
don't make house calls.
I think he would for her.
Oh. Late for dinner, late again, late for dinner, late again, late for dinner, late again, late for dinner, late, 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 late for dinner, late again, late for dinner, late again, late for dinner, late again, late for dinner, late, 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 late.
Whizzer's supposed
This is such a cool set.
to always be here, making dinner, set to screw. That's what pretty boys should do. Check their hairlines, make the dinner, and love me. This is going nowhere and fast. Whizzer, this little thing that we have will not last. Don't feel responsible.
Oh, real fast. So, two things. Right here, they're not fighting about small things. They're fighting about their relationship. And he seems a lot more upset. But look at how genuinely surprised Whizzer looks after hearing that. Or hurt or vulnerable in some capacity. And then I suspect if they're writing the character the way I think they are, we're going to get immediate preemptive distancing from Whizzer.
Make the dinner and love me. This is going nowhere and fast. Whizzer, this little thing that we have will not last. Don't feel responsible.
See?
After all, it's through.
I'm not responsible.
Life can be wonderful. Isn't this wonderful? And this had better come to a stop. Whizzer, now, Whizzer, chow, Whizzer, bend. This had better come to an end.
I was supposed to.
Wow, okay. This is... I don't fully understand what he's upset about. Is it literally that he's supposed to be there with dinner? Or is he upset about the way that he kind of overtook him as the father figure for a moment with Jason? That's my guess. And then it's manifesting through that. I thought Whizzer was going to push back, but he didn't. That was really interesting.
Make the dinner, make it pretty on his plate. Every wife should pull her weight. Have it ready, make it tasty and love him.
So, we see the wife. She wants she wants to communicate her love through food, and that's a form, or that's a manifestation of it she seems comfortable with. But Whizzer is even performing that. And so, oh, I just feel for her.
This had better come to a stop, Doctor. This has been a tragic and horrible flop.
Don't feel responsible. After all, it's through.
Who is responsible?
Don't ask me questions. I'm frightened of questions, but grateful that it's come to a stop. Trina, smile. Trina, I'll
Trina.
mend. I met this man today. He
Little boundary cross of him putting his hand on Trina's knee.
wasn't very smart, but he was rich. Marvin, which Marvin do you prefer? I lust for brains or money.
Brains, I'm not so
Brains or money.
rich, but hell, I'm smart. Love me, love me, please, or break my heart.
So he's living in he clearly still cares about Trina. I think that was her name. At least enough that he's in her life, but he doesn't have stability there. Definitely doesn't have stability with Whizzer. And I think it's less that he's making power plays and more that he's kind of flailing. Like, he's angry and he's lashing out, but it's a little pathetic at the same time. Not pathetic like, oh, screw you, but pathetic like, I feel for him. Like, it's sad.
This is all very neat.
This is all very neat.
This is all very
This is all
smart.
This is all very smart. And this had better come to a stop. Mendel, don't touch me. Don't condescend. This had better come to a this. This had better come to an end. This had better come to an end.
Chop, 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 chop. I chopped it, I served his food. The jackass forced me.
Chop, 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 chop.
And still the bastard divorced me.
Chop, 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 chop.
So food is really tied to love for her. I don't know if that's a broader cultural thing in Jewish traditions or if that's character specific, but I don't know that it matters terribly here. I guess it does matter, but I think both avenues would lead to the same place.
Late for dinner, late again, late for dinner, late again, late for dinner, late again, late for dinner, late again,
This had better come to a stop. Marvin, this has been a lousy but fabulous flop. Why is it always ourselves who have to change?
It's incredibly
You
boring.
got a temper that redefines temper, and this had better come to a stop. Marvin,
Okay.
why? Marvin, try. Marvin, bend. This had better come to a this. This had better come to an
This had
end.
better come to an end.
This had better come to an end.
So there's tensions between all of them. Duh, the most obvious observation I could have made right then. I just think it's really interesting. We're gonna do one more song, I think. And here's why. We haven't had an inciting incident, at least not a defined one, like a super clear one. I think this is doing something that I almost never see with plot. It wasn't... It hasn't been a super defined thing for very long from what I know, but there have been techniques that have developed to describe it. And you'll see it in literary fiction, you'll see it in character-driven stories, and it's an alternative to doing something like a hero's journey or Save the Cat or different frameworks that you have for storytelling. If you don't know those are just classic structures to fit your story into. This is reminding me of a technique called Meander, Spiral, Explode, which I think Jane Allison is the one who wrote that book. But the idea is not every story needs to have a super clear structure if its goal isn't to get the protagonist from one place to another. Instead, if your goal is to explore a central idea, then what you can do is sort of have your idea at the center, meander around it with different characters, kind of approaching this idea. So, for example, let's use this. We have this idea of love and family, and I guess a tight-knit family and what family means and what love and family means. What does love look like when it's not neat? Might be how I reduce it so far. Then we have different characters kind of wandering around the central theme and attacking it from different angles, saying, well, I don't think love's the most beautiful thing. I think chess is, because that's structured. Or you have Mendel, who's like blurring boundaries. And the idea is you form this landscape with these characters, and then within the landscape, you start spiraling around it. So you'll get these themes, like Marvin's need for control, and as you tell your story, you'll circle back and hit it again, and circle back and hit it again. And each time you do, you ratchet up the tension so it gets tighter and tighter and tighter, until finally you hit an explosion. That would be kind of similar to your climax. You have a lot more freedom with that structure to not have to have every single scene be developing plot, because the characters are the plot, but it's also a lot easier to go wrong. But this is balancing it really well. And the truth is, when it's told well with a meander spiral explode, it'll still generally fit the shape of a conventional story, but with a lot less defined points, because that wasn't the goal from from the outset. And so I think that's what this is doing, which is fascinating. I almost never see that, like I said, and I just think it's a really good example of it. That said, we are about halfway through Act 1, I believe, and we're seeing like a mini explosion, to use that terminology, where things are just getting tighter and tighter, and I'm curious to see what direction it breaks. Okay. Actually, that seems like a really natural stopping place with how it's fading there. So we'll go ahead and end it there. Sorry I said one more song and then immediately went back on it. But in the meantime, if you want to check out Meander Spiral Explode, I highly recommend looking it up. It's fascinating. You don't see it very often. If you want an example of it in television, check out the episode of BoJack Horseman called Free Churro. It's all just like one monologue, but it's probably the cleanest example of Meander Spiral Explode I can think of in modern media. And yeah, I'm so excited to keep going with this and see what comes of it. I'm absolutely loving this. Thank you all for trusting me with a reaction to this. Like, I'm honored that people who love this thought of me for it. That's really cool. And if you want to see more, it's going to be on Patreon. And if you're already on Patreon, thank you so much. I'll see you in the next one.